You take finasteride, it only lasts 6 hours, so it's not going to be effective long term. In 20% of men, the DHT turns into estradiol or estrogen. And you guys probably know this is the female hormone.
Dr. Ray Nettles is redefining hair and hormone health with data-driven precision, transforming patients through custom biochemical insights. Get ready for a conversation about real results and lasting health.
Hey, Doc. Nice to see you.
Hello, Tracy from Stop and Regrow. Good to see you. I imagine we have a few more questions from people calling in about hair loss.
We do, in fact. So today's topic is probably the most famous hair loss drug on earth. Finasteride is what we're going to be talking about today. Also the most argued about, actually. When I talk to people for the consultations before they come through to become clients, there's two groups of people, or one person that says finasteride worked for me, and then the other person that says finasteride ruined my life. So,
oh, wow. All right.
So what we were hoping is that today you could explain to us what finasteride really does, what it can't do, and then why we don't use it in our program.
Wow, what a day. This might be a day for the whiteboard, Tracy. We've got the number one molecule that's used to treat hair loss. It's known as finasteride as the generic molecule. And then previously it was Propecia. And I think they've used 1 milligram, 2 milligram, 4 milligram, 8 milligram, 4 milligram, 2 milligram, 7 milligram. They tried it all. And now we're going to explain why, number one, some people says it works, yet they still called the Stop and Regrow hair office. So that'll be a trick.
Yeah.
I'll explain why they might say it works, but still call our office. Okay. Number two, they'll say, not only did it not work, it ruined my life. And I'll explain both of those scenarios. Okay. But we're going to need the whiteboard to explain it. So here we go. Whiteboard. So we'll talk about finasteride. This is the molecule. Okay. Finasteride, number one used molecule to treat hair loss. It is approved to treat hair loss by the Dermatology Association of United States, Canada, Mexico, Portugal, and Spain. And I will explain to you why it is ineffective and it never works, despite some people claiming it might work in the beginning. So finasteride, we've got two groups. One group, they say it works, and we'll say in the beginning, okay, in the beginning. But Doc, then it stopped working. Okay, is that true? Number one, it works in the beginning, but then stopped working. Number two, boy, Doc, not only did it not work, it ruined my life.
In particular, sexual dysfunction.
And that's what life is, right? So when someone says my life is ruined, let's figure out what is life. If you're not generating activities with someone you're in love with, that would be your life. You'd have no life. So that would ruin your life, Tracy. So you're right. If you couldn't have sex, it would ruin your life. It would ruin all the life on earth. Okay, so two groups. So finasteride can work in the beginning, and finasteride can ruin your life. So people have a big decision to make here, don't they? Doc, I don't want to ruin my life, number one, and then I don't want it to work like a little bit and then stop working. So how can it work in the beginning? All right. So let's figure this out. So we're going to think about a principle known as half-life, but we don't have to call it half-life. We'll just talk about it in the terms of life. Life is time. So how many hours are in a Monday, Tracy? Monday has how many hours? Let me ask you this. People like Monday or Friday better? Monday or Friday better?
Friday.
All right. Okay. So people like Friday better. How many hours in a Monday?
24 hours.
Okay. Okay. So people like Friday more than Monday. There must be more hours. What, 36?
No, Still 24.
Still 24?
Yes, 24.
Hold on. So wait a minute. So they like Friday day better than Monday day, but they're still 24 hours. Okay, good. What about the weekend, Saturday and Sunday? There must be 36 hours on the weekends. How many hours in a Saturday?
24.
Wait a minute. Every day on Earth is 24 hours?
I think so.
All
I'm
right,
pretty
very good.
sure.
So if every day is 24 hours and you were going to take a medicine every day, you want to take it every morning. If you take a medicine on a Monday morning and then you take it again on a Tuesday morning, how many hours do you want it to last?
At least 24, right?
Very good, Tracy. 24 hours. Now, if it only lasted 12 hours, you would have to take it what, twice a day or 3 times a day?
Twice a day.
Twice a day. See, 2 times 12 is 24. See? All right. And this is how antibiotics work. So you guys may remember that some people take antibiotics twice a day. Some antibiotics we have to take 3 times a day, some 4 times a day. Why?
Right.
Not because of the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies just wanting you to do that, but it's based on a principle in science known as half-life. And after so many hours, the body will start to reabsorb that molecule and change it, and it's no longer effective. All right, so now that we know this principle, we want every molecule, if it's going to be taken daily, we want it to last for 24 hours. Okay, great. So finasteride is indicated to be given once a day, Tracy? Okay, great.
Yes.
So finasteride is dosed at once a day. So it must last 24 hours. So we go into the pharmaceutical books and we find out that it doesn't last 24 hours. It only lasts 6 hours. Now, how many people on Earth get a prescription for Propecia that they take 4 times a day? No one on Earth.
No.
But that's the only way it could be effective. So some people used to say, this is cheaper than the other one. When you have to take it 4 times a day to get 24 hours efficacy, it now becomes 4 times that cost. Does that make sense, Tracy?
Yeah. I think the biggest problem people would have with that is they don't even like taking it once a day because they hate taking things.
So 6 hours a day. So now this also would explain why some people would say it works a little bit, because for 6 hours a day, you do get a little bit of benefit, but for 18 hours a day, it's not going to be effective. And long term, 6 over 18, which number is larger, Tracy, 6 or 18?
18. But also, if you were taking it every 6 hours, you take it in the middle of the night.
So 6 or 18, and you're right, Tracy, 18 is larger. So the 18 wins out. And over time, the finasteride in their mind is no longer effective. They have to seek a longer acting molecule. And that's why they come to us and we examine their blood work to determine which molecule to use, but we use an effective molecule. Okay. So does that help with the why it may work sometimes, but not long term?
It does. That's great. So I understand that, right? I do not want to take anything 4 times a day, and I don't want to take it in the middle of the night. I have to wake up every 6 hours to do it either. So that makes perfect sense to me. So let's talk about the second part of then, like, how does it ruin my life? Because I hear that one a lot, more often than the other one, actually.
All right, great, Tracy. Thank you very much. So now we answered the first question, why you wouldn't use finasteride, because long-term it will not be effective based on the half-life or how long it lasts inside the bloodstream. Now, number 2, and this is what 20 years ago, most of the calls came in about this. People were afraid, I don't want to take nothing because I heard that it could cause this, and the decreased libido, not feeling like a man, not wanting to have sexual intercourse with your female spouse. So what would cause a man to feel less manly? And there's the start of the answer. So what could happen to this molecule? So you take finasteride, It only lasts 6 hours, so it's not going to be effective long term. But what happens during those 6 hours? What does finasteride do to the other molecules? And this is where, Tracy, you have to mandatory get your blood work. Any person, let me repeat this, and you can put this on the screen. Anyone treating hair loss before you start treatment, it is mandatory to get blood work. Why is it mandatory to get blood work? Because of what you mentioned, Tracy, this life-ruining, not wanting to have sex side effect is a known effect to us molecular medical scientists, because there is a molecule that the DHT molecule can turn into if you're genetically predisposed. And what is that? 1% of men that this can happen? No, 20% of men. That's 2 out of 10, 1 out of 5 people can have this life-ruining side effect. So the DHT molecule for 6 hours goes down in the body, which can help the hair loss. But in 20% of men, the DHT turns into estradiol or estrogen. And you guys probably know this is the female hormone, and the DHT and testosterone is more of the androgen or the male hormone. So this happens in 20% of cases if you don't get your blood work. Now, in the 20% of our patients, Tracy, that have this issue, what do? We are a compounding pharmaceutical company. What can compounding pharmaceutical companies do? We can purify every single formula on earth, concentrate each individual ingredient, and we can treat every single molecule in the bloodstream. So we treat the DHT molecule with one ingredient. We then treat the estradiol molecule with another ingredient. And then we'll take a male client that comes in 32 years old with a testosterone of 300. We'll boost it to 700 or 800. This happened last week. We had a young man come in with a 300 testosterone, jumped up to 800 in 6 weeks. Hair started coming back. He felt more energy, more peace, more calm. So you can do everything if you find the right place. So number one, it's got to last 24 hours. And number two, you've got to know which molecule you're working on inside the bloodstream. And that can all be done with the blood work. We call it BRC, biochemical report card, anywhere in the United States. Let me repeat that. Any LabCorp location in the United States, I think there's 5,000. Any Quest laboratory in the United States, the BRC is on the menu. You could order the BRC before you came into the office. When we start we do the consults, we start with blood work evaluation to determine what your molecules are inside your bloodstream. Number two, we look at the pictures for the pattern. Between the pattern and the blood work, we determine the underlying root cause, and then we rebalance your body so that you can optimally grow healthy hair. So I hope all the patients will come see us. Anybody taking finasteride, stop today and then call us tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thank you. That was a really good and thorough explanation. So I'm sure people will learn a lot from that. And then we also have on our website an article which talks about finasteride and the same kind of details, information. So you can review that there too.
All right. Glad to help. Thank you very much, Tracy.
Thank you. And if you guys liked this podcast, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if there is a topic that you would like us to talk about in future, just drop it in the comments below. Hi, if you like what you see in our episodes and you would like to see more, please make sure to like and subscribe. The link is below here. And in that way, we will notify you as soon as the next episode comes out. And next week is going to be a great one.